What's your gig? What do you do?
I'm a podcaster.
Oh, and that's all. That's where you got your
yeah.
qualification.
Hey, here.
Ladies, we cannot stop. We must move. Let's go.
No, hey, stop, Cody. Wait. Oh my God.
Let's go.
So apparently all it takes to finally understand Kody Brown is to send him to boot camp and let Gia Giudice and Ravi Patel spill the tea. Because Special Forces gave us something that Sister Wives never could. Unfiltered third-party testimony from people who didn't sign up to live under the Kody Brown dictatorship. These two went on a podcast and basically said what the rest of America has been thinking. Kody Brown is not okay. They are out here describing Kody sprinting up mountains like he just freebased a case of Red Bull, while politely explaining that Kody might be the most quote-unquote fascinating person they've ever met, which in Hollywood speak means, in layman's terms, this man scares me. They didn't say it outright, but you can feel the confusion in their voices. Like they were trying to figure out whether they'd spent 2 weeks with a human being or someone malfunctioning. And that's the thing. On Special Forces, Kody, stripped of his wives, the cameras, his spiritual authority, he was finally exposed to what everyone else has been dealing with for decades. The manic energy, the desperate need for control, the overcompensation so thick that you can smell it through the screen. This man is not chasing redemption. He's running from accountability in a weighted vest. So what Gia and Ravi gave us wasn't just behind the scenes gossip. It was a psychological x-ray. They confirmed everything that we've suspected about Kody's ego, his paranoia, his need to dominate every environment that he enters, even the ones that were designed to break him. And the more that they talk, the clearer it became. Special Forces didn't humble Kody. It just gave him a new arena to perform his delusion. We're going to go over it right now. And the whole thing, guys, is a damn mess. Hey guys, welcome back to The Mess with IQ. I am your girl, IQ. And welcome, guys. So you guys have been telling me, listen to the podcast that Gia and Ravi did. Listen. There's a lot of nuggets in there. Well, guess what? That's what we're going over today. I'm actually excited about this. Yeah, they definitely dropped some bombshells, so we're going to get into it. Without further ado, let's just get into it because it's so juicy. We have to dissect it. Kody, your rebranding is just not working, dude. It's just not working, sir. Okay, so let's just get into it. So we're going to start the conversation. They kind of throw in Kody randomly. So I put in a couple of seconds before that. They're talking about two other people being a psychopath. They actually are not talking about Kody. And I think they're just talking about, not literally, but just like they were a beast on the trails, the challenges. And then Ravi brings up Kody. Okay, so let's just get into it and let's hear them kind of roast him. Like I said, it starts off nice, but reading between the lines, then they go full throttle. Okay, so let's do this.
Like she's more of like a psychopath than he is, but they both were locked in. Like they both were like she's another level above him in terms of how locked in she was. But they were as a couple very clearly
Andrew
from the first moment.
Was Andrew on our side that day? No. Or was he?
I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think Jesse and Eric were.
I remember Kody. I remember Kody was, and that was the first time I thought he must be on amphetamines because he was racing up and down that hill, and I'm like, this is not. I was like, I'm in really good shape, and I'm almost positive I'm crushing it right now. And he was like zipping by me almost like a cartoon, and I was like, something's wrong. This guy just did meth. That's the only way this could be possibly happening. Like flying by professional.
Oh my gosh. What is happening? Wow. We got to get into that. Hold on. So they're basically saying that this dude is on substances. We got to start with the obvious, okay? Contestants literally, I think, Ravi described him as zipping by like a cartoon, racing up a hill like he was doing substances. And I have to admit, there is something poetic about that image, guys. Kody, the man who can't emotionally climb out of a single argument with his wives, suddenly sprinting up the mountain like a flash. But the thing is, this is not just about cardio. This is about compensation. Because when Kody feels powerless, he doesn't just sit in his reflection. He tries to outrun it. We have seen it for years, guys. For years, we've seen this. And when Christine left, he didn't process the grief. He bought more motorbikes. He screamed about loyalty. When Janelle stood up to him, he didn't apologize. He doubled down. He demanded submission. And here are two strangers who have no idea who this man is. Zero. They don't know. They don't know his full villain arc. They don't know who he is. And he tried to rebuild his ego the only way he knows how, through dominance disguised as discipline. And that manic energy, that's not athleticism. It is despair. It is desperation. He's not running towards strength. I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like he's running towards shame. Okay, so let's keep going because that was a bombshell in itself. Let's keep going.
By professional athletes. Possibly happening.
Let's tap it back.
That's the only way this could be possibly happening. Like flying by professional athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see him on that mountain?
Yeah.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen. And he was like that throughout the competition. That guy deserves
the whole time.
Whatever gold medal. He deserves, like, his training. Did you talk to him about his training? That guy's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, he said that he would climb and hike mountains at a higher elevation. So
you should interview him. He's the most interesting guy in the whole cast. Sorry. Higher elevation. Sorry. He did handstands for warm-ups. He did a handstand where he walked around on a handstand as a warm-up in the gym. And he would work out for 3 hours a day or something like that, 4 hours.
Crazy. And he always had a weighted vest. I had to say his cardio for his age, listen, the state that he was in and how physically fit he was for his age was wildly impressive. Wildly impressive.
I'm not kidding. I think he is the most interesting, like, fascinating guy in the cast.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're going to get to him being the most interesting, fascinating. Wink, wink. But let's talk about his physical strength, his physical endurance for a second, okay? We got to talk about this. Because both Gia and Ravi were saying that Kody was training for hours a day. He was doing handstands, hiking mountains at high elevations, wearing weighted vests. That sounds impressive, right? Except when you realize that this is not wellness, it's penance. Kody's fitness obsession, it reads like a man trying to sweat out his guilt. It's the same psychology that we see in public figures who's suddenly pivot to health after a scandal or wellness after a scandal. He is physically rebranding. If he can sculpt his body, maybe he thinks that people will forget how ugly his behavior's been. But think about it. Kody doesn't have control over his family anymore. He doesn't have control over his reputation. He doesn't have control over Robin's reputation. Not even all of the finances, because 78, 80% of his finances is now gone. I mean, how much can Robin's Etsy store carry weight, right? But his body and his strength, that is something that this man thinks he can command. Because push-ups don't argue back and burpees don't tell you that they're leaving. So he channels every ounce of narcissistic guilt into trying to be the most physically fit man, the most machismo man on the show. Because if he can't be loved, he'll settle for being admired. We know this about him. We know. So no, I'm sorry. There is a hollowness to this man. There is a hollowness to him on the show. And his quote unquote training is not about discipline. It is about denial. It's the same energy that makes him do this new chapter when it's really panic for his ego disguised as this rebirth. Sorry, Kody, we see you for who you are. There is no rebirth. Okay, it's rebranding. Okay, so let's keep going. And now they're gonna talk about Robbie talks about how he's the most interesting one on the show. Sense the sarcasm when he's talking about this. Okay. There there is sarcasm there. Okay, so Ravi, take it away. Where is it? Take it away.
4 hours.
Crazy. And he always had a weighted vest. I had to
Yes.
say his cardio for his age, listen, the state that he was in and how physically fit he was for his age was wildly impressive. Wildly impressive.
Wildly impressive. I'm not kidding. I think he is the most interesting, like fascinating guy in the cast. Like the way he, first of all, obviously comes from, the oddest background of anyone, I would say. But then he, the way he prepared and just like the little thing, he's just got a lot of little, he's just, I don't know, he's an eccentric dude.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely comes from his background. And for the most part on Special Forces, he was,
Hold on. Okay. Notice how they said eccentric. He's an eccentric dude. That is not meant to be a compliment. Sorry. So this is the thing, like Ravi is giving like kind of passive aggressive digs. He's not going to come out and say everything, but remember this. Okay. So eccentric, remember the words that he's saying. We'll go back to it in a second, but just keep listening. Let me tap it back so that I don't interrupt anything.
He's just, I don't know, he's an eccentric dude.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely comes from his background. And for the most part on Special Forces, he was, he honestly seemed like he was very caring. He honestly looked out for most of us when he could. There were certain points where I felt like, because I was partnered with him at some time.
Listeners, Kody is the guy who was in the, what was it, something Wives?
He was in Sister Wives.
Sister Wives. Okay, I just feel like the listeners need to know this. They probably know the show.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he faces like a lot of controversy. And I just feel like in some of the challenges, because he was so physically fit, and he really was probably one of the most physically fit out of all of us.
100%.
Yeah. And he was advanced. He could just speed through these challenges. And obviously there were some of us who were a little weaker and not as strong. So like, especially, the girls, as much as a lot of us powered through, we had our struggles. And at points, sometimes I realized that maybe he wasn't the best team player, but he tried. He really tried.
Yeah, it's going to that because, he was also the most controversial part of the cast. I think you could have figured that out within the first hour or two because he's so eccentric.
Yeah.
But my experience.
There it goes again. Hold on.
So
there it goes again. Hold on. Okay. There's a couple of points that I need to make here. We're going to go into that in a second, but there's a couple of things. Once again, he's saying he's eccentric, and that 1 to 2 hours after they met him, they're like, okay, there's something with this dude, right? Which is fascinating. I think that is fascinating and something to take note. And here's the thing. You know what? Let me get into that. They talk about his people skills, his emotional intelligence, that's coming up. But let's just go back to how he treats the women, because you're going to see a huge dichotomy here of Gia's perspective, and then of Gia's perspective, and then Ravi's perspective. Remember, one is female and one is male, and they have two different perspectives, even though they both come to the conclusion that he's kind of a little bit off his rocker. Okay. But let's just go back and see how he treats women again. Hold on. Where is that? Let's right about here. Nope. Okay, hold on.
Hey, here.
Ladies, we cannot stop. We must move. Let's go.
Hey, stop, Cody. Wait. Oh my God.
Let's go.
That is the face. That is the face that represents all of his wives, all of his children. That is, seriously, that is Kody Brown wrapped up in a 3-second snippet. Okay. So remember this, as they're going to talk about their experience from a female perspective and a male perspective, because it does matter. Okay. Let me just go back. Where is she talking about?
Challenges. Because he was so physically fit, and he really was probably one of the most physically fit out of all of us.
100%.
Yeah. And he was advanced. He could just speed through these challenges. And obviously there were some of us who were a little weaker and not as strong. So like, especially, the girls, as much as a lot of us powered through, we had our struggles. And at points, sometimes I realized that maybe he wasn't the best team player, but he tried. He really tried.
Yeah. It's going to that because, he was also the most controversial part of the cast. I think you could have figured that out within the first hour or two because he's so eccentric.
Yeah.
But my experience with him was so different, I think, from many other people's. Maybe because I wasn't sleeping on the same side of the tent as him, but like
No, no, sir. It's not because you were sleeping on the other side of the tent. It's because you were a man. And supposedly, at least on this podcast, it's like no one could really mess with you. You had that aura, even the drill sergeants, I guess. That's why. That's why your experience was different than all the other women. That's why. All right, let's keep going.
I found him to just be. I thought like his personality is like a earnest 12-year-old boy, like a guy who's really
Okay, can we just I swear he is like okay, this guy Robbie, I know that he's a comic. So he's like hold on. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I have to make these quotes because we're going to see them in its entirety together. But anyway, what I think is that Ravi is like secretly roasting him because who wants to be known as a 12-year-old boy and eccentric? Like you're seeing these little things here. He's making it seem like it's sweet and it's cute. No, 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 no. No one wants to be described as that. Okay. So anyway, taking a mental note and let's keep going.
part of the cast. I think you could have figured that out within the first hour or two because he's so eccentric.
Yeah.
But my experience with him was so different, I think, from many other people's. Maybe because I wasn't sleeping on the same side of the tent as him. But like I found him to just be. I thought like his personality is like a earnest 12-year-old boy, like a guy who's really excited to be there and is kind of always saying what he's thinking in his head out loud. But you know, is always giving everyone unsolicited tips on what.
Oh my gosh. And this is a perfect time for a break. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Incoming. Incoming. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That never gets old. I gotta say, that never gets old. Okay, Sarah K, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Sarah K says, we do a call-in live about this season Special Forces? Maybe. If you guys want to do a call-in, we definitely can. But I need you guys to want it, I guess. So if we have enough people, if you tell me in the comment section, if you thumbs up the comment that says you guys want it and there's enough interest, heck yeah, I'll do it. If not, we don't have to, but just let me know. That's a good question. Thank you so much, Sarah K. I appreciate you. Okay. And it's always good to have a little break with the oink or a moo. Okay. So what we were basically having Robbie roast Kody, right? That's where we were. Let's continue. Hold on. What is the last thing he said? Now I don't even remember. He said that that Cody's always giving unsolicited advice. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like secretly roasting him. All right, and let's tap it back just a little bit. Okay.
Him to just be. I thought like his personality is like a earnest 12-year-old boy, like a guy who's really excited to be there and is kind of always saying what he's thinking in his head out loud. But you know, is always giving everyone unsolicited tips on what needs to happen next. But really means well. But I think he rubbed I know he rubbed at least a couple people the wrong way, but I didn't actually see any of that. Did you have beef with him or were you tight with him?
I didn't have actual beef with him, but I was in a challenge with him. You know, Brie got a little annoyed because, and you'll have to wait and see, but it was, again, kind of just showing those characteristics that he just wasn't being the best team player. And because he felt that he could, you know, go and excel during that challenge. And maybe we were kind of holding him back a little bit.
Okay, I got to stop here because does this not ring a bell, my people? Does this not ring a bell with what Gia and Ravi are saying? It's so weird because you would think that they've known Kody and watched him on Sister Wives. Well, how they are describing Kody on Special Forces is no different than how Kody acts or acted or has acted for the past 20 seasons. This is him. And the only thing that they don't get is that there's kind of this excuse for him, and not intentionally, but just like, oh, well, it's because he's so physically fit that He just felt like we were holding them behind. Here's what Ravi and Gia don't understand, because they don't know who this man is, but we do. He has been like this since at least Robin came into the family. And it has nothing to do with physical fitness. And I have proof. Let's roll it.
For years, we tried doing things together. And honestly, I'm at a point now where I see the family in many ways as an obstacle to my own goals.
I'm just looking at Kody like, what the hell planet did you come from? We're in this plural marriage. You have agreed to this. Like, considering your family an obstacle to his own goals, well, that's about the most selfish thing I've ever heard.
There it is. There it is. See, that had nothing to do with push-ups. That had nothing to do with challenges or him being more physically fit. This is this man's attitude day in and day out. That's it. That's it. And I wanted to make this very clear. Very clear. All right, let's keep going. Because this is, right? This is fascinating. They spent, I don't even know, like 7 days with this man. 7 days. And they were able to pretty much pick up on everything that we've known about Kody forever. And yes, it's not that he just treats castmates like that. His family, he treated much worse. Much worse.
I think in certain situations I saw where he would come out, especially also, I think a lot of the viewers are going to see how he kind of misses having that father role. And I think he struggles with that because I don't really know where his kids are, but I think he only lives with one of his kids. But he really, you could tell that he missed that father role and, doing that. And he always looks for somebody to look after. So he did have really.
I want to stop right there. The whole father figure thing is insane. It's insane. You had 18 children. What? Not 18. 18 minus what? 5? So 13. You've had 13 children begging, crying, pleading for you to be in their lives. What are you talking about? This father figure in search of children who still listen? No. See, this says something that absolutely pisses me off. That not them, but just the concept of it, that he misses the father role. Let that sink in, guys. Kody Brown, the one who alienated nearly all of his older children, is out here on Special Forces trying to recreate that lost dynamic with strangers. No. This is classic behavior of the narcissistic person who, when they lose control of the people that they dominated, now they look for new targets. Anyone to parent, to preach to perform to, even if it's for the camera. So while he's out here giving unsolicited tips and unsolicited advice and trying to look after teammates, why couldn't you look after your family? Why couldn't you look after your children, your wives? Actually, you know what? This is the perfect time. Where is that? Hold on. I have a perfect. Where is that? I need to find that. Give me.
Gig.
We got to tap back. Where is it? Right. Is it here? Yeah, right here. Here we go. This is perfect timing for this.
The team fails. Imagine it's one of your wives over here.
Like that never gets old, guys. It never gets old. Actually, you know what else never gets old? This doesn't get old either. This never gets old either.
There's a bad side of me that I just want to.
That just warms my soul, guys. It just does. It warms my soul. So here's the thing. Like, yeah, I'm pissed about the whole father figure thing because Kody doesn't know how to connect without hierarchy. He can't be part of the team. He only knows how to be the head of it. And when he can't, this man short circuits, just like he did on Sister Wives. And when someone dares to question his leadership, his interpretation is that it's rebellion, not that it's feedback. And that's one thing that Gia and Ravi, they noted that he was not the best team player. Yeah, no kidding. Kody doesn't do team. He does I. He does my tribe, me, I, myself. That's it. As long as he's the one handing out commandments, he's the one that's shining in the glory, basking in the glory. That's him. That's him. Anyway, okay, so let's keep going.
Things about him. And then I obviously think you saw his struggle. He lives with one of his kids, but he really
Hold on, let me tap
actually also, I think a lot of the viewers are going to see how he kind of misses having that father role. And I think he struggles with that because I don't really know where his kids are, but I think he only lives with one of his kids. But he really, you could tell that he missed that father role and, you know, doing that. And he always looked for somebody to look after. So he did have really great things about him. And then I obviously think you saw his struggles, which just come from the way he grew up and how he was raised. And I think he did a good job.
I think he just, his people skills, social emotional intelligence are probably not, you know, where he wants them to be. And he also,
I'm sorry. Do you see the subtle dig? I cannot with this man. Hold on. I gotta probably hold on. Not where he wants them to be. Sorry, I have to get this ready for you guys. All the list of things that Ravi has been saying, when you put it all together, it is roasting, even though he's trying to make it like he's concerned. Okay. Like this is, that's why comedians are insanely precise. They know exactly what they're doing, but he could do it in a way that's like, no, I'm not being mean. I'm not roasting him. Sir, yes, hell yes, you are. No one would want me to be described the way you're describing Kody Brown. Can I just say? Okay, so all right, let's just keep going back because yeah, I have a lot to say. Hold on. Let's have him finish his thought.
And then I obviously think you saw his struggles, which just come from the way he grew up and how he was raised. And I think he did a good job.
I think he just, his people skills, social emotional intelligence are probably not, you know, where he wants them to be. And he also strikes me as a guy who's going through, like, I think it appears that he's like going through a somewhat beautiful kind of like he's trying to reinvent himself and grow up socially, emotionally in a way that I don't know if he's given the time before. So I don't know. I obviously saw him through a rosier lens than everyone else, but I have that tendency and my wife hates that about me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. So, so here's the thing. There's something eerie about watching Kody in an environment where nobody owes him respect. No one. On Sister Wives, he could gaslight his wives into silence with scripture or him self-righteous with his stupid rules. But on Special Forces, no one gave a damn about his patriarch role. No one. No one was afraid to roll their eyes and then not get affection or attention or resources. Didn't matter. So if he really is trying to morph and become earnest, as they say, and he's really acting like a 12-year-old boy, overexcited and over talkative and constantly narrating his own actions out loud, this is Kody's survival instinct kicking in. And when dominance fails, what does he do, guys? He tries to charm. But this charm, much like his hairline, doesn't quite hold up under stress. Kind of. Where is it? Here we go. Right here. Can we just leave it? Where is it? Where is that? You know what? We'll just leave it. We'll leave it. Is that a good one? Right there. Much like his hairline. So, stupid. For once, no one is required to pretend that he's wise or that he's powerful or that he knows what he's doing. You can almost feel and sense his inner panic. So he performs, he overcompensates. And that's the thing about narcissists. When the mirror of adoration and admiration, when they disappear, he will do anything to get it back, even be shipped to Morocco. Even if it means he's acting like this over hyperactive camp counselor. Can we just see? Hold on. I want to see the other one where he gets yelled at. Hold on. I love this. Where is that? This is one of my favorites too.
How old are you? 57. We don't care about your reputation. Right here, right now, you are all equal. Equally useless.
You won. Biggest out. Deep breaths out your belly.
Shut the out!
Just
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to do a montage of the greatest. It just feels good to finally see him get his. Does it not? Does it not, guys? Seriously, I played this over and over, and even this. I'm sorry.
Useless.
you won. Biggest out. Deep breaths out your belly.
Shut the out!
Just
Oh my gosh, I'm just dying. Oh gosh, that is so therapeutic. You guys have no idea. Put a 1 in the chat if that's therapeutic for you. It's just something that I wished I could have seen years ago. It's just, you know what? I'm sorry, but I just have to. There we go. I have to. This is so therapeutic. I'm sorry. And if it's not, put a 2 in the chat, but also put a reason why it's not therapeutic because, ooh, I don't like that shot. What is that? No, we'll just leave it somewhere. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Okay. So that was crazy. Oh, I see a lot of 1s. I love it. But Ravi said it perfectly. Okay. He really did. He said that this is Ravi right here. He said that Kody's people skills, his social and emotional intelligence is basically low. That is a polite way of saying he's an absolute moron when it comes to emotional intelligence or speaking with people, being around people, his relationships with people. And this is where Kody's tragedy lies. If you even want to call it a tragedy, for all of his physical energy, there's this profound, like this emotional paralysis that's underneath. He is a man that's stuck at the maturity level of a kid who never got picked for kickball. I mean, Ravi picked up on that immediately. He's forever trying to prove that he's worth choosing, that the women want to be around him, that the men want to be around him, that he's a machismo, that he's like he's the best alpha. He's going to be the best father, the best provider. Like he's like that, big truck analogy. Little man, big truck syndrome. His entire life has been this weird theater of overcompensation for like 4 wives, endless kids, oversized egos. And when it all collapses, instead of being introspective, instead of actually wanting to change, his change is going to be measured not by the amount of phone calls and birthdays and forgiveness and reaching out to his children. No. It's the amount of push-ups that he does. It's the amount of weighted vests and how fast he can climb up the mountain. He just double downs on performance. And it's weird, guys. It's odd. On Sister Wives, he was lecturing like women about loyalty. And on Special Forces, he tries to outsprint Olympians for validation. Like, same script, different stage, maybe? I don't know. This whole reinvention is not working, sir. It's just not. Every single time Kody gets publicly humiliated. Christine leaving, Janelle cussing him out, the internet calling him a narcissist, Mary leaving, his kids not wanting anything to do with him, his kids calling him Kody. But now suddenly he's like Mary and he's meditated and deep and reformed when they haven't issued one apology, haven't acknowledged their damaging behavior. Why? Why? He wants America to see him as not as what we know him as, the delusional polygamist who lost everything. But here's the problem. See, I don't care who we're talking about with your redemption arc. I don't care if it's Mary. I don't care if it's Kody. I don't care if it's Robin. If you want a redemption arc, it's going to require a few things. Number one being humility. Kody doesn't do humility. He doesn't. He does high knees. He does jumping jacks. He does push-ups. AKA he does delusion. And his teammates saw it. Robbie saw it. Gia saw it. How he tried to be helpful. Try, quote unquote. But he couldn't resist turning every challenge into the one-man Kody show. That is classic Kody. If the spotlight dims for even a second, guys, he will light a new one himself. Even if it burns everyone else. So I just want to step back for a second because here's what we know. Okay. Let's just step back. Let's take this for what it is, what we know. We're only on episode 3. And I have a feeling he's probably going to last the whole thing, if not almost to the very end. Because everyone's talking about how well he did with the physical challenges, but not so well with his people skills, his relationships, right? But so stepping back and evaluating everything that we've seen so far, everything that we know about Kody, adding that to what the people that are watching Special Forces don't know, what we know about Sister Wives, his entire identity is performance-based. On Sister Wives, his authority was a costume. On Special Forces, it's a uniform. The setting doesn't matter. The character stays the same. This man is addicted to narrative control. He is terrified of not just, what did he say? He was terrified of poverty, but also irrelevance. So this gets to tap into 2 of his insecurities. Poverty, because he gets paid. I think the cast got, at least $250 per person. And it also goes into his ego stroking, his irrelevance, his manhood, because that's what Kody measures it on. And underneath his stupid physical stamina and his manic confidence is a man who cannot and will not and refuses to sit in silence and take stock of what he's done. Because guess what? Silence means self-awareness. Is this man self-aware? Abso-freaking-lutely not. No, he's not self-aware. No. I think that's the one challenge that he will never be able to complete, ever. Kody runs, Kody shouts, Kody tries to become fascinating. He's quote unquote eccentric, right? He likes being controversial. Because being disliked still keeps him in the story. And that is the most important thing. The most important. Which is kind of crazy. The only thing worse than being hated for someone like Kody is being ignored, being irrelevant. Honestly. So when you strip away the chaos, Kody is still Kody. That's all I can say. This man is still the same conniving and thieving and Just disgusting person. Sorry, Kody, but it's true. It's true. I'm sorry. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you, dude. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go over this really quick. What Ravi said, because I think it's hilarious. And he's making it seem like, okay, hopefully that's not too. Oh, I love this so much. Okay. Let's go over this. These are all of Kody's attributes. And putting them all together, you know, it sounds like it was a nice interview. No, it's not. And I'm going to ask you a question once we read his attributes, okay? Hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay. Seeing it all here, actually. Hold on. This is hilarious. Okay, ready, guys? Here we go. Okay, here are the attributes that he was called in this podcast, okay? That he's an eccentric dude, okay? That he's like a 12-year-old boy. Oh my God. That he's always giving unsolicited advice. That he rubbed people the wrong way. And that his emotional intelligence is probably not where he wants them to be. What do you guys think about that? Seriously, what do you guys think about that? Hold on. I want to know. I want to know. I'm going to come back into chat. I want to see what you guys are saying. Let me know. Let me know. I think that that's crazy. If someone described me like that, I would be offended. And I would be, I'd be like, even if they were like, no, we were talking really nice about you and we were saying really nice things, I would be like, excuse me? No. Caroline says, accurate. Diane said true. Joanne said all true. Dora said not even a teenager, but a tween. Spot on, right? I know. Caroline says accurate for those who didn't even know him. See, that's the thing, Kody. Like, if you don't actually have real growth, they see you. And when I say they, I'm talking about these new fans. If you're trying to get a new fan base, they see you exactly the same way we do. This is Kody in a nutshell. And this is why they dragged him to filth. And if they say that they didn't, read between the dang lines, because I see it. Yes, they said it with a smile. Yes, they pared it down. Yes, they sporadically threw in those insults. And at the end, Robbie was like, yeah, he's kind of okay. I didn't see it. Yeah, because you're not, you don't have ovaries. That's why. That's why. Sorry, but that's why. Exactly. Joanne says, and thank you for being a member, Joanne. Joanne said they didn't know who he was, and they nailed who he was. Yes, they did. Yup. Yes, they did. So, what we're gonna do, okay? I cannot wait for tonight's episode. You know that we're gonna be going over so many things. I don't think I'm gonna go live tonight. I mean, I may, but I don't think so because there's so much to go over. We'll probably just go over. We'll be going live a lot this week. I do have to say that. There's still so much that we need to go over. Let me know what you guys think about the conversation. Did I miss anything? What did I miss? Actually, you know what? Hold on. There was a comment. I got to read this to you guys. I think that this was amazing. My Girl Loco. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. This was so good. You guys have time? Give me a second. Let me try to find it. Whoops. Let's see. No. Okay. I'm going to have to just go through. Hold on. It should be close by. Newest. Okay. Why is it not showing me anything else? Hold on. Hold on, guys. That's weird. Okay, let me do it again. Let me look at these comments. The heck? Okay. Let's see if I can find it. This was so good. It's worth the wait. Hold on. It was so, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a great point. I just need to find it. Was it yesterday? Hold on. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Let me go up. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Or was it deleted? Did you delete your comment? All right. Hold on. Let me see. I can't find it. No. Oh, you guys would have loved it. Hold on. Oh, that makes me sad. No. Hold on. No. Okay. Dang it. I think it was deleted. I can't find it. Oh, that makes me sad. That was so good. It was something about Kody. I wish I could tell you what it was. If I do find it, I will let you guys know. Sorry. Sorry for that. Okay. So you know what I do at the end, we play something that is relevant to today. And I have something very relevant. Remember when they were talking about Kody's training schedule? We got a good one. We got a good one. Hold on. Let me take this away. Yep, we do. It is time. Hold on, guys. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, by the way. Yeah, Sister Wives is tonight. Can you believe it? The workday starts again just in a few hours, but we have a good one planned for you guys this week. Thank you guys so much for coming. I know it was impromptu, but we had to do it. So thank you for the suggestions. And also let me know if you guys do want to do a call in. It's been a while and I don't know, maybe we'll do I don't know, because there's not a lot of people I feel like that want to do the call in unless I just don't know it. So maybe we'll do a members only call in or something. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what you guys want to do. If you are interested, maybe we'll do it for everyone. If there's just a few amount of people, we'll do members only. Let me know. We could definitely do a call in, for this whole special forces thing. All right. So just keep me posted. Let me know. Also, did I miss anything in the interview? What did I miss? What did I not miss? Do you agree with what I said? Do you not agree? Let us know. Sound off in the comment section. If you haven't liked the video, can you like the video? If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? You need to be notified when we go live and we want to see you here. And for anyone that is watching on the replay, we wish you had been here. You will help make the show. Trust me. My live, you guys, my livers help make the show. So hopefully you can attend next time. Okay. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my members. Thank you for supporting me as I try to support you and hang out with you. And I hope I make your day a little bit better, made you laugh, made you think, made you something. But I hope I enjoyed or added just a little bit of improvement to your day. Okay. So enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you guys very soon. And here is your video that is kind of apropos. All right, guys. I will see you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kody's got a six-pack. Ooh, he's feeling fine. Golden curls flopping like it's 2009. Flexing in the mirror, thinks he's heaven sent. OG kids ask where the child support went. But he ain't got time for birthdays, chores, or grace. But you better do a backflip just to see Robin's face. He's doing handstands for Robin, flipping for her praise. Lost all his wives, but hey, he's still got biceps and a raise. She pulls the strings, he jumps and sings like a beefcake marionette. Handstands for Robin. Robin. Oh, Robin's got a purple velvet throne. And Kody's busy deadlifting her victimtality tone. Loyalty in his designer tee, while Robin says, Kody save me. Remember when he led a family and we don't either. Now he's Robin's glamorized golden retriever, fetching compliments, doing tricks, ignoring birthdays. Classic Kody mix. Final he's doing handstands for Robin. Love's true acrobat. Might have lost his kids, but hey, look at those traps. Flexing through feelings, dodging the truth. Building castles in denial instead of a roof. Kody Brown, America's shirtless doof. The abs, the delusion, the dance, and the man who mistook control for romance. Still upside down in love's gym class hell. While Robin keeps online shopping from her drama-filled shell. Ooh, yeah. Stands for Robin, love's true acrobat. Might have lost his kids, but hey, look at those traps. Flexing through feelings, dodging the truth. Building castles in denial instead of a roof. Kody Brown, America's shirtless doof. The abs, the delusion, the dance, and the man who mistook control for romance. Still upside down in love's gym class hell, while Robin keeps online shopping from her drama-filled shell.